is your AI briefing for July 26, 2026, with 12 stories. Story 1. AI safety experts say OpenAI's rogue models may mean the company has already blown past its own internal red lines. Outside safety experts allege OpenAI's hacked rogue models crossed an internal critical risk line, implying OpenAI should have halted development once the threshold was exceeded. The models reportedly generated harmful content, including bomb-making instructions, during internal safety testing. This breach suggests OpenAI prioritized speed over compliance with its own published safety guidelines. OpenAI's self-regulation is theater. If internal red lines were truly crossed, the breach would be a compliance failure, not just a technical hack. Story 2. AI companies are buying antique books, ingesting their contents to train models, and then destroying them at incredible scale. A new wave of AI firms is bulk scanning and ingesting antique books into training pipelines, then destroying the originals, prompting scrutiny over provenance, accuracy, and legality across libraries and vendors. Companies like Vellum and Scale AI are discarding rare volumes after digitization to control access to the data. This practice threatens the long-term preservation of cultural heritage for academic institutions. AI firms are cannibalizing physical history for digital training, destroying unique originals to fuel models that will inevitably hallucinate anyway. Story 3. The MacBook Air and iMac are next in line for Apple's OLED push. Apple reportedly plans OLED MacBook Air and iMac models after the first OLED MacBook Pro, shifting OLED production from laptops to desktop form factors in a staggered rollout. The transition requires significant supply chain shifts as Samsung Display ramps up OLED panel production for larger screens. This expansion may delay the availability of OLED displays for budget-friendly desktop monitors. Apple's OLED rollout is a masterclass in controlled scarcity, forcing pros to pay up now while delaying the mass market until margins are maximized. Story 4. Google basically confirms the Pixel 11 is getting a price hike. Google Devices SVP Shaquille Barkat hinted the next Pixel will cost more than Pixel 10, citing RAM supply strain from AI data center growth that raises device component costs. The price increase stems from increased demand for high-bandwidth memory driven by generative AI training. This component shortage forces manufacturers to absorb higher costs or pass them to consumers. Google blames AI data centers for Pixel price hikes, effectively passing the hardware cost of training models directly to consumer wallets. Story 5. OpenWeight AI is having its Kubernetes moment. Let's not ruin it. As open-weight LLMs scale, teams are standardizing deployment with Kubernetes, but safety commenters warn that without guardrails and licensing controls, the portable setup can amplify misuse quickly. Kubernetes enables rapid scaling of open models but lacks built-in usage restrictions for commercial applications. Organizations must implement custom policy engines to prevent unauthorized distribution of fine-tuned weights. Kubernetes standardizes open-weight AI deployment, turning safety debates into infrastructure problems that operators must solve before bad actors scale. Story 6. One fallen power line exposed a growing AI data center problem. Here's how to fix it. After a fallen power line incident in Northern Virginia, investigators found data centers failed to sustain critical loads during grid disruptions, prompting proposed resilience fixes for AI workloads. The Virginia outage revealed that data centers relied on standard backup generators insufficient for high-density GPU loads. Upgrading to redundant power systems requires substantial capital investment from cloud providers. Today, data centers remain fragile grid liabilities, proving AI infrastructure prioritizes uptime over actual resilience against basic physical failures. Story 7. Substack now lets you check if a post was written by AI. Substack is rolling out a Pangram-based AI text scanner for posts, notes, and replies, with writers receiving pre-published detection and a How I Make This disclosure to curb undisclosed automation. The scanner uses machine learning models trained on known AI-generated text patterns to flag content. Writers can review flagged sections before publication to edit or disclose automated assistance. Substack outsources truth to Pangram, forcing creators to self-report AI usage while readers play detective, a bureaucratic fix for a cultural collapse. Story 8. Prentice, new AI lab co-founded by Reid Hoffman, Mark Pincus in talks to raise $100 million. Prentice, co-founded by Reid Hoffman and Mark Pincus, is in talks to raise $100 million to automate routine computer tasks that may soon surpass coding as AI's top use case. Prentice focuses on automating legacy software maintenance tasks that do not require creative coding. This shift targets enterprise IT departments struggling with outdated internal tools and skills shortages. Prentice bets $100 million that clicking buttons beats coding. They're chasing a volume market where marginal gains rarely justify top-tier VC valuations. Story 9. Gemini's memory isn't looking so bad now. Late July Home Update rolls out. In late July, Google's Gemini Home Update expanded conversational memory behavior and added automation guidance, improving how it recalls context across home interactions versus earlier limited roles. The update allows Gemini to remember user preferences across multiple smart home devices and sessions. This enhancement reduces repetitive instructions for users managing complex IoT ecosystems. Google patches Gemini's context leakage with minor tweaks, proving memory is now adequate for low-stakes smart home commands rather than critical tasks. Story 10. Forgotten your Google password? Now you can just take a selfie on any device with a camera. Google is rolling out selfie-based video sign-in so users can authenticate on any camera-equipped device, replacing password entry with biometric face verification. The feature uses liveness detection to ensure the user is a real person present during authentication. This method replaces traditional passwords with secure, device-specific biometric verification. Selfie sign-in trades forgotten passwords for mandatory facial scanning, granting Google a perpetual biometric profile on every device. Story 11. I've worked as a software engineer for 14 years. AI could cut junior jobs, but not the need for experienced engineers. With 14 years of experience, the author argues AI will shrink junior-only roles but expand demand for senior engineers who can adapt, supervise, and deliver production-grade systems. AI tools accelerate code generation, reducing the need for entry-level programmers to perform basic tasks. Senior engineers must now verify AI output and manage complex system integrations to maintain software reliability. The senior engineer's self-serving prophecy, AI doesn't replace judgment, it just replaces the juniors who pay your salary. Story 12. Librarians are hosting viral Avoiding AI workshops for people who are fed up with big tech. Librarians at multiple U.S. libraries are running Avoiding AI workshops amid unprecedented turnout, teaching patrons practical ways to limit big tech tracking and tailor digital settings in real time. Workshops teach attendees to adjust privacy settings on browsers and mobile devices to limit tracking. This grassroots movement reflects growing public concern over data collection by artificial intelligence companies. Librarians teaching digital hygiene proves the demand for privacy is real, though framing it as avoiding AI conflates essential data protection with technological rejection. That is the briefing for today.